What's up, guys? Matt Brown here for PlayPicks.com, joined by Brett Colson. A man you will see much more of on this channel moving forward, and definitely between now and, I guess we have the big game. We can say Super Bowl between now and the Super Bowl. I mean, come on, like we're not marketing. We're not using this for whatever. It's the freaking Super Bowl. We're going to see you between now and the big game here. Man, this is the game I'm really looking forward to, man.
You're not still sour about what happened on Sunday?
Yeah, I'm pretty sour about what happened on Sunday, but we're just going to blow right past that. Listen, financially, it was good for everybody that followed this channel. We were on the totals big in those games. Of course, we were on the Patriots as well as opposed to the Chiefs. And so financially, we did well on this channel. Emotionally, great. My Saints, it broke my heart. It did. It broke my heart. But
understandable.
We'll move on. So obviously Super Bowl lines got posted late Sunday, and it was a madhouse out there. It was craziness. People were sprinting to the windows. People were breaking their fingers on their apps to get to the Patriots and lay money on the Patriots, Brett. I mean, this thing opened on the Rams side, and that only lasted a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I was a little shocked. I mean, even the look-aheads on like FanDuel and DraftKings had the Rams -1 all the way leading up to the end of that Rams-Saints game. And then, like you said, quickly, I think, within minutes, it moved the other side to the Patriots -1. So I think some of the books, BetStars and maybe Caesars, were late in posting lines. I think that maybe wait and see what would happen. But, a lot of action on the Patriots early.
Yeah, just absolutely crazy. Of course, you can follow all this on the lines. You see it on your screen right now. The lines is going to be following this very, very closely because there's going to be some line movements. There's going to be things going on. And so be sure and take a look there. And, of course, over on PlayPicks, we'll have our thoughts and different things on how the game might play out. Most books, as you mentioned, open at either a pick or the Rams. That quickly moved. By Monday morning, Patriots were 2.5 at most places, something like that. William Hill opened as a pick. It was 2.5 by Monday morning. MGM opened at Pats -1. It moved to 1.5. They took a $115,000 bet at 1.5. They took another six-figure bet at 1.5, and so that now has moved to 2 over there. On Monday, MGM tweeted that the ticket counts, Brett, 76% of the tickets on the Patriots and 96% of the money on the Patriots. They have taken 2 six-figure bets on the Pats.
That's insane.
I mean,
you mean the Rams? Oh no, 650. Yeah, six figures on the Pats. Yeah. That's crazy.
I mean, this is absolutely. I mean, 96% of the money. I mean, this is like every big bet is coming in on the Patriots early here. Totals opened like 57.5, 58 in most places. Went up about a half point to a full point. Looking at, depending on where you look at, and we'll, of course, take a look at all these books and things like that. If we're looking at props, we're going to have prop bets on this very channel here. So be sure and hit that subscribe button down below. We're going to have tons and tons of coverage leading into the Super Bowl here. So please hit that subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and everything like that. But looks like there's going to be some prop sheets that are going to be coming out either Thursday, Friday this week, Brett. Caesars did put out a couple of pages worth of props already. Will either team score in the first 5 minutes was kind of an interesting one I saw because you're getting plus money. Yes, plus 110 on that. In a game with 58 points as the total, will a team score in the first 5 minutes, and getting plus money seemed kind of interesting. I mean, if you want to make a correlated play there.
Yeah, I think that might depend on who gets the ball first. If it's the Patriots, they usually take at least 5 minutes to score, whereas if it's the Rams, they might score in the first minute and a half. So, that's a pretty interesting one. And
then longest field goal was set at 45.5 yards. The over on that was $130. We know for sure that they are not afraid to line up Greg the Leg here. So the longest field goal at 45.5. I mean, you could easily see this guy, as long as they get anywhere close, like coming down close to the end of a half or something like that. They're gonna bomb him up. So the over is -130, but still, I mean, I could see the longest field goal being over 45 yards here.
I would definitely take the over. When you look at the Patriots defense and kind of their mentality of bend don't break, they allow these, they want you to kick long field goals. So I anticipate that being the case on Super Bowl Sunday.
MGM said they're going to put out a couple of pages of props today, and that they will also have kind of a page or two leading all the way to Friday when they'll release the whole big book. I think they put out like 13, 14, 15 pages, something like that of props. So pretty crazy. So as we sit right now, Brett, MGM Patriots at 2, 57.5. The Win, Patriots 2.5, 57.5. William Hill, Patriots 2.5, 58. CG Technology, Patriots 2.5, 57.5. South Point, Patriots 2.5, 57.5. Westgate and Stations both, Patriots 2.5, 57.5. So we're not really seeing any kind of real difference here other than the MGM sticking at 2. Everybody else is at 2.5. We're seeing a half-point difference in the total just over at William Hill, but it doesn't matter if it's a locals casino or a strip casino or just one of these guys that are partnered with some of these properties, like your CGs and the William Hills of the world here. It's 2.5, 57.5 is pretty much kind of how we're seeing this up and down the board here. Yeah,
in Vegas, not quite the same in New Jersey, though, which is super interesting.
Yeah, so let's take a look right here. I'll pull up DraftKings Sportsbook, and we're looking live here at the odds here on DraftKings Sportsbook. Patriots at 2 there. It is still 57.5 there. 2 at DraftKings, 134 if you want to take the favorite, plus 110 if you want to take the Rams over there. So again, we're starting to see a little bit of a difference here. The 2 instead of the 2.5. This line over at DraftKings moved kind of crazy. I mean, this line was going all over the place as well, right?
Yeah, opened at Rams -1. Within 2-3 minutes, it moved to Patriots -1, then 1.5, then 2, and back down to 1.5, and now it's hanging out at 2 right now. So yeah, that was one of the ones that was moving back and forth the most right out of the gate on Sunday.
You can see on the screen here they've already started to get a lot of their props out right here. Of course, the coin toss has its own little sub tab because you idiots are going to bet it regardless. So there it is.
Do it.
There it is. No. Coin toss has its own tab if you want to bet the coin toss. -103 on both heads and tails. So there you have it. I mean, whatever. They got game parlays if you want to do that. Of course, all of these player props here. That's touchdown score. That's going to be a very popular prop, and we'll go over what we think about those leading into the game here. Score, touchdown, and win. Passing yards, Goff is at 285.5. Brady is at 299.5. Seems a little high for Mr. Brady there, the 300-yard mark, but I'll have to dig a little bit deeper in there. They have the player to score 2 touchdowns. Of course, rushing yard set. Only guy out right now is Sony Michel. Sony Michel at 80.5 yards, Brett. 80.5. Seems like a decent number.
It seems about right, considering how bad the Rams have been against the run so far. And interesting to see that we don't have a C.J. Anderson, Todd Gurley up yet, because we don't really know what their roles are going to be on Super Bowl
I
Sunday.
think that they're waiting to get some sort of word that if Todd Gurley's actually healthy, he says he's healthy, but things don't add up, right? I mean, things just don't seem to add up there. Looking at the receiving yard totals here, they do have up Woods, Cooks, Edelman, and Gronk right now as far as receiving yards. Woods at 70.5, Cooks at 69.5, Edelman at 80.5, and Gronk at 50.5. Give me all the under on Gronk. I think Gronk had the game of his career this last week. So
rule of recency bias. I think people are going to be taking the over just based on what they saw against the Chiefs on Sunday.
And then they got some team props here, team props and everything like that. So be sure and take a look at that over there. Now, big difference here over at FanDuel, as you see, 1.5. This is the lowest line I think we are going to see in the industry right now at FanDuel. Patriots 1.5, 126 on the money line over there, and 57.5. That total continues to stay strong here, but Brett, of course, we know that FanDuel only operating casinos over there in New Jersey, so they're not having to kind of balance books or anything between Vegas and what's going on over there in New Jersey. And I mean, I imagine East Coast people, maybe would you assume a little bit more prone to bet the Patriots than the Rams, right?
I would think so, especially given what happened last week. Yeah.
Yeah. So here we are at 1.5. So if you like the Patriots, you better head over to FanDuel because I imagine that this number is not going to.
And no juice on that either. That's wild.
Yeah, it's not going to last long. I can only imagine these East Coast guys are going to start hitting the Patriots here. I just can't. I don't know why this number is still at 1.5. But looking at BetStars, we have New England 2.5 over here. So it is one of the online books that's only over there in New Jersey that has gone all the way to 2.5. 137 on the money line there for the Patriots. 57.5. So 57.5 seems to be like the total everybody's kind of settling on here. After we saw that number bob a little bit between a half point and a point, but it looks like 57.5 is where we're settling, at least for the time being, until maybe the public money starts rolling in.
Yeah, and it will. And I imagine it will get closer to 60.
Yeah, I imagine it's going to get up there as well. Looking here at Caesars online, and if you've been paying attention to the Lions podcast, you will know that they have a marketing deal with the NFL now. And what you can click is a tab on Caesars that actually says Super Bowl on it, which nobody else is able to do right now. So, yes, you can click on the Super Bowl tab over there at Caesars online. Of course, you can head over to the lines and you can take a look at all the bonuses there. You can go to playpicks.com/bonus. That has all of our bonus offers on there as well. And they're only going to get better. That's a tease. I'm foreshadowing here, Brett. That's a tease.
We might have some offers coming.
Yeah, they are only going to get better here. Point spread 2.5 here for the Patriots, as well at Caesars 57.5, as we mentioned. 140 on the money line, 120 coming back on the Rams over here. So that's what you're going to get at Caesars, and finally at 888. Funky layout here, but we're going to try and figure out where we can find the odds here. Okay, we're over here. Money line, Patriots -134, Rams +110. And way down here, you have to scroll down to find the point spread, interestingly enough. Patriots at 2 right here, Rams +2. You're paying a little bit more juice, -112 on the Patriots at the -2 right there. So, Brett, I'll scroll back over here to our DraftKings odds here and whatnot, and we see kind of how this is looking right now. You think we see this number get to 3?
Oh man, I don't think so. I think 2.5 is the highest it's going to get. I think so much money coming in early and the Patriots moved it that far. I would be surprised if it gets to 3. I don't know. I
think it will touch 3 and then instantly get back down. So I think that we might see this number kind of toggle between the 3 and 2.5. I think that there will be. I don't know who will be the first to kind of step up and take that position and move it to 3. I do think it'll touch 3 at least a couple of times between now and the game, but I do believe it'll probably just that it'll settle under that key number. I do think that there'll be enough buyback and things like that on where this is, but I think. My gut tells me, as we sit here on Tuesday morning taping this, that and we're still 2 weeks out from the Super Bowl, obviously, but I think we see 3 here. I do. I really do.
Where do you think it closes?
I think this thing closes. I think it might actually make the run to 3, like right up before kickoff as well. I think we'll see it kind of toggle, and then I think we'll see it make a run. Look, what we've seen here, and this is the cool thing about this year is we don't know how the East Coast market and even the Southern market, of course, we have legal sports betting in Mississippi as well, and they've been taking in some pretty significant bets down there in Mississippi. So, I mean, the handle is coming through down there. So they're going to get some big bets as well. Mm-hmm. We don't know how those people are going to react. All I can speak from is how we normally see things here in Vegas, and how we normally see things here in Vegas is either the favorites in a popular team like the Patriots, it makes a run, or we see them betting the dog money line. But the biggest issue here is this dog money line is like not very enticing, right? So like normally if they can get like $1.50 back on their 100 or something like that, I mean, you see them kind of go that, but we're looking at 110s, 105s, things like that on the dog money line. So I don't know. I feel like we're going to get that Patriot money still here because they're going to look at it and they're going to see, it's under a field goal. Patriots are certainly going to win by a field goal, and I think that's kind of how I kind of think that's how Joe Public is going to play it.
It's very different than last year. I think the Eagles were +6, 6.5 as we got closer to Super Bowl Sunday. And yeah, you're right. The money line was a lot more enticing for Eagles bettors last year too. So I don't think a lot of money line money is going to come in on the Rams unless the price gets a little nicer on that side.
How do we feel about this total? I mean, we saw obviously that this thing kind of climbed. It came back down just a little bit now. If we have anything to go on just by historical here, you would have to think this number at least is going to climb a point, if not more. Yeah.
Public loves the overs, and the public money really hasn't started coming in yet. So
nobody that's flying to Vegas and paying the room rates and all that wants to sit in a sports book and go, don't score.
Yeah.
Let's play defense, guys. Like whatever. Like they do not want to do that. They want to be cheersing and chugging beers and all that, whatever. Every time a point goes up on the board, I think this number, if it approaches 60, I do.
if you like the over now, fire it now. Just
Yeah.
get in now because it is going to hit 60.
Yeah.
I don't see any way it doesn't.
Yeah, I think that this is going to certainly, I mean, because we're seeing, I mean, this is no public money right now. Like this
Right.
is all sharp people that are moving in early because they think they had an advantage and stuff like that. People, Joe Public doesn't bet games on Thursday before they happen on Sunday. They sure as hell don't bet 2 weeks in advance of a game. You know,
Right.
I mean, like they're going to sit back and a lot of the other things is just the fact that they don't have the ability to do that. They're going to have to either travel to New Jersey, travel to Mississippi, or travel to Las Vegas to actually place those bets. And so, yeah, I mean, these numbers, and that's why we wanted to get these to you early in case you want to take advantage of any of these. If you think that they're going to move in certain ways, if you think that these things might kind of get out of control one way or the other, to go ahead and take advantage of them now because we haven't seen the last of these things moving for sure.
Yeah, totally agree.
I guess the last question here is, do you think we're going to get to a point where we see the books have to try and entice some Rams money? Because, again, it's very early, but MGM is saying 96% of the money is currently on the Patriots. I mean, there will be people who roll into town, probably some pretty rich LA people who are just going to bet the Rams because it's their team or whatever. But I think we might get to a point where some of these books they might have to move it to 3 to try and get some of that money.
They might. I mean, they're going to need the Rams either way. But I mean, I can't imagine them hanging 3 here. Looking at these two teams on the field and the talent on both sides, it's unfathomable that the Patriots will be 3-point favorites here. But I mean, if that's the way the money is coming in, how do you not?
Yeah. As you see on your screen right here, again, guys, this is over at FanDuel. If you're wanting the Patriots, it is still 1.5 there. So you're going to want to go ahead and get on that. I don't imagine that's going to last too incredibly long. And if you want to get down on the money line, even, I mean, 126 for the Pats, I mean, on the money line, pretty much might be the best price you're going to see from now till moving forward till game day.
Probably is. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, because you can see that it's way off here at all these other books. 137 at BetStars. We're over here at 140 at Caesars, and so you're not going to see that 126, 134 over here at DraftKings. So, Brett, tell everybody what we got in store, coming up at thelines.com. And then, of course, we will be supplementing, all the written work with video content and everything right here on the Play Picks channel as well.
Well, if you're looking for value, you're going to find it at the Lines. We're going to be covering all of the best bonuses you can bet on for the Super Bowl in New Jersey. We've got the best prop bets. We got an entire page of prop bets across all of the legal sports books coming. And we'll be doing a lot with the video side, too. You and I will be back here often over the next couple weeks.
We'll rope in Peralt. He'll have some opinions on different things like that. We'll try and give you some guides on if you are coming out to Vegas, where you might want to go, where you might want to stay, some of the parties, some of our favorite places to eat or go and drink and do different things like that. So just a kind of an overall guide to Vegas, Super Bowl, things like that. So again, hit that subscribe button down below and you'll get a notification every single time some of these videos go live. And we are certainly excited for our first Super Bowl here on the Play Picks YouTube channel, being able to cover this for you guys and hopefully make you some money along the way. We're certainly going to be trying to seek out value, and we're certainly going to share with you the stuff that we're on, Brett. That's one of the things, we're going to try to provide as much information as humanly possible. We're not going to be the screaming touts that just go lock of the century. And we're just going to try and find some stuff and tell you why we like the certain different things. And hell, you might want to go the other way from what we're thinking, but as long as we give you the information to make the decision that you want to make, then we've done our job, right?
Yeah, and that's why we're doing this early, because you see there's some variations in the lines at some of the sports books here in New Jersey. You can find value right away, and we'll keep you up to date on what's happening probably every single day.
Yeah, absolutely. And right up here on the Lines, of course, thelines.com, playpicks.com. If you're looking for all the bonuses, playpicks.com/bonus. And of course, you can click the link right down there in the description if you're watching us on the actual YouTubes. Guys, thanks for being with us. And again, we'll see you all week long.